Carl Woase was one of the most important biologists of the last 100 years. There are three domains of life: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. He discovered archaea. Now that contribution is something that will go down in the history books. Now consider this. He is someone that actually had a problem with the way that Darwinists operate in evolutionary theory. There is an interview that he has in this book. This book is called Paradigm Shifters by the journalist Susan Muzzle. And this book is about the hegemony of the culture of Darwin in evolutionary theory. Now on page 103, there is an interesting answer that he gives to Susan. Susan asks, "You've described the disconnect between Darwinists who have taken over evolution and microbiologists who have no use for Darwinian natural selection. Do you have anything to say about the recent decision of Huffington Post to block publication of microbiologist James Shapiro's response to Darwinist Jerry Coyne following Coyne's attack on Shapiro's thinking about a reduced role for natural selection in evolution?" Woase replies, "I think that's immoral. Science must be free to examine what it sees. If you're going to say everyone must follow the Darwinian line, that's not free science. Huffington Post has gone from right to left to right to left. I don't know where it is now. This doesn't belong in science." Now, Woase is somebody that openly supported James Shapiro. James Shapiro is a very important microbiologist. He is someone that has actually criticized neo-Darwinism. Now his book, Evolution, A View from the 21st Century, the first edition, not the second one, Woase actually wrote about that this book is a game changer. Now important people like Woase, important people like Shapiro, they have doubts about the way that Darwinists are operating within evolutionary theory, and their criticisms are valid and they should be heard. Now this interaction between Mazur and Woase highlights the importance of freedom of speech in science. And there is a huge problem when it comes to evolutionary theory and the freedom of speech for biologists who want to challenge classical Darwinism. And in fact, it's not just classical Darwinism, it is also neo-Darwinism and other forms of Darwinism. So the fact is that natural selection as the main driving force alongside random mutations, which are supposed to be the fodder for this mechanism, it is not enough. And this naturalistic, mechanistic idea has taken over biology. Now the reasons for this are not just scientific. They are actually cultural. They're actually ideological. So I highly recommend the book, The Paradigm Shifters. Let me know what you think. We need to free science from the curtailment which has been enforced by the likes of these Darwinists, and we need to look at the evidence and decide for ourselves where it leads.